Question Alpha 01, which of the following is a purpose of the amateur radio service as stated in the FCC rules and regulations? Answer is C. Advancing skills in the technical and communication phases of the radio art. Question Alpha 02, which agency regulates and enforces the rules for the amateur radio service in the United States? Answer is C. The FCC. Question Alpha 03, what are the FCC rules regarding the use of a phonetic alphabet for station identification in the amateur radio service? Answer is D. It is encouraged. Question Alpha 04, how many operator/primary station license grants may be held by any one person? Answer is A1. Question Alpha 05, what is proof of possession of an FCC-issued operator/primary license grant? Answer is C. The control operator's operator/primary station license must appear in the FCC-ULS Consolidated Licensee Database. Question Alpha 06, what is the FCC Part 97 definition of a beacon? Answer is C. An amateur station transmitting communications for the purposes of observing propagation or related experimental activities. Question Alpha 07, what is the FCC Part 97 definition of a space station? Answer is C. An amateur station located more than 50 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Question Alpha 08, which of the following entities recommends transmit/receive channels and other parameters for auxiliary and repeater stations? Answer is B. Volunteer Frequency Coordinator recognized by local amateurs. Question Alpha 09, who selects a frequency coordinator? Answer is C. Amateur operators in a local or regional area whose stations are eligible to be repeater or auxiliary stations. Question Alpha 10, which of the following describes the Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service, races? Answer is D. All of these choices are correct. Question Alpha 11, when is willful interference to other amateur radio stations permitted? Answer is B. At no time. Question Bravo 01, what is the International Telecommunications Union, ITU? Answer is B. A United Nations agency for information and communication technology issues. Question Bravo 02, which amateur radio stations may make contact with an amateur radio station on the International Space Station, ISS, using 2 meter and 70 centimeters band frequencies? Answer is B. Any amateur holding a technician or higher class license. Question Bravo 03, which frequency is within the 6 meter amateur band? Answer is B. 52.525 MHz. Question Bravo 04, which amateur band are you using when your station is transmitting on 146.52 MHz? Answer is A. 2 meter band. Question Bravo 05, what is the limitation for emissions on the frequencies between 219 and 220 MHz? Answer is B. Fixed digital message forwarding systems only. Question Bravo 06, on which HF bands does a technician class operator have phone privileges? Answer is B. 10 meter band only. Question Bravo 07, which of the following VHF/UHF frequency ranges are limited to CW only? Answer is A. 50.0 MHz to 50.1 MHz and 144.0 MHz to 144.1 MHz. Question Bravo 08, which of the following is a result of the fact that the amateur radio service is secondary in all OR portions of some amateur bands, such as portions of the 70 cm band? Answer is A. U.S. amateurs may find non-amateur stations in those portions, and must avoid interfering with them. Question Bravo 09, why should you not set your transmit frequency to be exactly at the edge of an amateur band or sub-band? Answer is D. All of these choices are correct. Question Bravo 10, which of the following HF bands have frequencies available to the technician class operator for RTTY and data transmissions? Answer is D, 10 meter band only. Question Bravo 11. What is the maximum peak envelope power output for technician class operators using their assigned portions of the HF bands? Answer is A, 200 watts. Question Bravo 12. Except for some specific restrictions, what is the maximum peak envelope power output for technician class operators using frequencies above 30 MHz? Answer is D, 1500 watts. Question Charlie 01. For which license classes are new licenses currently available from the FCC? Answer is D, Technician, General, Amateur Extra. Question Charlie 02. Who may select a desired call sign under the vanity call sign rules? Answer is D, any licensed amateur. Question Charlie 03. What types of international communications is an FCC licensed amateur radio station permitted to make? Answer is A, communications incidental to the purposes of the amateur radio service and remarks of a personal character. Question Charlie 04. When are you allowed to operate your amateur station in a foreign country? Answer is A, when the foreign country authorizes it. Question Charlie 05. Which of the following is a valid call sign for a technician class amateur radio station? Answer is AK1XXX. Question Charlie 06. From which of the following locations may an FCC licensed amateur station transmit? Answer is D, from any vessel or craft located in international waters and documented or registered in the United States. Question Charlie 07. What may result when correspondence from the FCC is returned as undeliverable because the grantee failed to provide and maintain a correct mailing address with the FCC? Answer is B, revocation of the station license or suspension of the operator license. Question Charlie 08. What is the normal term for an FCC-issued primary station/operator amateur radio license grant? Answer is C, 10 years. Question Charlie 09. What is the grace period following the expiration of an amateur license within which the license may be renewed? Answer is A, 2 years. Question Charlie 10. How soon after passing the examination for your first amateur radio license may you operate a transmitter on an amateur radio service frequency? Answer is C, as soon as your operator/station license grant appears in the FCC's license database. Question Charlie 11. If your license has expired and is still within the allowable grace period, may you continue to operate a transmitter on amateur radio service frequencies? Answer is A, no. Transmitting is not allowed until the FCC license database shows that the license has been renewed. Question Delta 01. With which countries are FCC licensed amateur radio stations prohibited from exchanging communications? Answer is A, any country whose administration has notified the International Telecommunications Union, ITU, that it objects to such communications. Question Delta 02. Under which of the following circumstances may an amateur radio station make one-way transmissions? Answer is B, when transmitting code practice, information bulletins, or transmissions necessary to provide emergency communications. Question Delta 03. When is it permissible to transmit messages encoded to hide their meaning? Answer is C, only when transmitting control commands to space stations or radio control craft. Question Delta 04. Under what conditions is an amateur station authorized to transmit music using a phone emission? Answer is A, when incidental to an authorized retransmission of manned spacecraft communications. Question Delta 05. When may amateur radio operators use their stations to notify other amateurs of the availability of equipment for sale or trade? Answer is A, when the equipment is normally used in an amateur station and such activity is not conducted on a regular basis. Question Delta 06. What, if any, are the restrictions concerning transmission of language that may be considered indecent or obscene? Answer is B, any such language is prohibited. Question Delta 07, what types of amateur stations can automatically retransmit the signals of other amateur stations? Answer is B. Repeater, auxiliary, or space stations. Question Delta 08, in which of the following circumstances may the control operator of an amateur station receive compensation for operating that station? Answer is B. When the communication is incidental to classroom instruction at an educational institution. Question Delta 09, under which of the following circumstances are amateur stations authorized to transmit signals related to broadcasting, program production, or news gathering, assuming no other means is available? Answer is A. Only where such communications directly relate to the immediate safety of human life or protection of property. Question Delta 10, what is the meaning of the term broadcasting in the FCC rules for the amateur radio service? Answer is D. Transmissions intended for reception by the general public. Question Delta 11, when may an amateur station transmit without on-the-air identification? Answer is D. When transmitting signals to control model craft. Question Echo 01, when is an amateur station permitted to transmit without a control operator? Answer is D. Never. Question Echo 02, who may be the control operator of a station communicating through an amateur satellite or space station? Answer is D. Any amateur whose license privileges allow them to transmit on the satellite uplink frequency. Question Echo 03, who must designate the station control operator? Answer is A. The station licensee. Question Echo 04, what determines the transmitting privileges of an amateur station? Answer is D. The class of operator license held by the control operator. Question Echo 05, what is an amateur station control point? Answer is C. The location at which the control operator function is performed. Question Echo 06, when, under normal circumstances, may a technician class licensee be the control operator of a station operating in an exclusive amateur extra class operator segment of the amateur bands? Answer is A. At no time. Question Echo 07, when the control operator is not the station licensee, who is responsible for the proper operation of the station? Answer is D. The control operator and the station licensee are equally responsible. Question Echo 08, which of the following is an example of automatic control? Answer is A. Repeater operation. Question Echo 09, which of the following is true of remote control operation? Answer is D. All of these choices are correct. Question Echo 10, which of the following is an example of remote control as defined in Part 97? Answer is B. Operating the station over the Internet. Question Echo 11, who does the FCC presume to be the control operator of an amateur station, unless documentation to the contrary is in the station records? Answer is D. The station licensee. Question Foxtrot 01, when must the station licensee make the station and its records available for FCC inspection? Answer is B. At any time upon request by an FCC representative. Question Foxtrot 02, when using tactical identifiers such as race headquarters during a community service net operation, how often must your station transmit the station's FCC assigned call sign? Answer is C. At the end of each communication and every 10 minutes during a communication. Question Foxtrot 03, when is an amateur station required to transmit its assigned call sign? Answer is D. At least every 10 minutes during and at the end of a communication. Question Foxtrot 04, which of the following is an acceptable language to use for station identification when operating in a phone sub-band? Answer is C. The English language. Question Foxtrot 05, what method of call sign identification is required for a station transmitting phone signals? Answer is B. Send the call sign using a CW or phone emission. Question Foxtrot 06, which of the following formats of a self-assigned indicator is acceptable when identifying using a phone transmission? Answer is D. All of these choices are correct. Question Foxtrot 07, which of the following restrictions apply when a non-licensed person is allowed to speak to a foreign station using a station under the control of a technician class control operator? Answer is B. The foreign station must be one with which the U.S. has a third-party agreement. Question Foxtrot 08, what is meant by the term third-party communications? Answer is A. A message from a control operator to another amateur station control operator on behalf of another person. Question Foxtrot 09, what type of amateur station simultaneously retransmits the signal of another amateur station on a different channel or channels? Answer is C. Repeater station. Question Foxtrot 10, who is accountable should a repeater inadvertently retransmit communications that violate the FCC rules? Answer is A. The control operator of the originating station. Question Foxtrot 11, which of the following is a requirement for the issuance of a club station license grant? Answer is B. The club must have at least 4 members.